That's a good boy. How you doing today? We're going to start the nail process with Cash. Okay. Now, we have our recall. We have our stay. If at any point he decides he wants to get out of here and run away, he's free to run away. He'll get corrected and recalled so that I can keep him in the conversation, right? But in these early stages, if he wants to run away, I allow him to so that he can learn it doesn't benefit him. And then he'll decide to stay. And what he realizes is that what I'm doing is actually much easier than running away or trying to get out of the situation. And that'll create calmness and relaxation, okay? First, I'm just going to introduce the sound. Good. Now, they have tried to dremel his nails at home, from my understanding?
Yeah, she said they actually started at a really young age, desensitizing him, dremeling him, but as he got older, tried to fight, air snap at him, move all around, make it impossible.
Even though he was, I put this in air quotes, desensitized. Right. What's that even mean, right? The thing is, it's like, even if a dog's desensitized, even if a dog's not scared, let's say.
If he decides he doesn't want to do it.
If he decides he doesn't want to do it. I mean, so it really comes down to, like, like I just explained, if this was his first time, I would be doing it the same way. I would allow the dog to leave the situation, get corrected. That way we can use punishment. See, desensitizing, when you hear someone say that, you know that there was no punishment involved. You just know. And therefore it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So, like anything, even if a dog's not scared of this, they don't want to do it. One, they have to hold still. Two, it's boring and they'd rather do something else. It's like, my kid's not afraid of homework, but just because he's desensitized to the paper and the pencil doesn't mean he wants to do it. Why? Because it's not fun. Especially if I'm living a life where I get to go do whatever I want all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So, as I do this, my first line of defense is going to punish him for running away, right? Or punish him for trying to refuse, right? Has nothing to do with this as much as it is him refusing to listen. And then, this is the beauty of this. This is really where the science kicks in, if you want to think of it that way. Those punishments are way more uncomfortable than anything I'm going to be doing with this. And therefore, this becomes, in contrast to the punishment that was just introduced, this becomes the better option. It becomes not so bad. Okay, so that is a very effective way. And let's say he is nervous of this and he runs away because he's nervous, which I doubt he is if they've desensitized him. Even if the dog is afraid, it's the same process. Because they realize there's nothing to be afraid of once they allow you to do it, right? Good boy. Good boy. Now I'm going to start with taking the Dremel, the part that's not the sandpaper, just the body of it, and touching his paws with it. Therefore, I know for a fact there's no sensation that is uncomfortable at all, or even it's not even that intense, right? I'm just going to touch him with the back end of it here just to see how he responds. I have my e-collar in case he tries to run away or do anything like bite at me or anything like that. Good. Good. He's thinking about running away.
He is. He's had success in the past with getting him to stop. So he tries to pull his paw away.
Now, how did he get them to stop in the past?
Oh,
Okay.
probably just making it impossible for them to actually get anything done. And I think at drop off they even said he had started snapping.
Right. Makes sense. So you see he was starting to leave. He wasn't really running, but he was sneaking away. I did correct. I gave a couple taps on the collar. He came back to me, laid down. I pet him on the head. Right? This keeps him in the conversation, in the situation. Good. Okay. Now the next step, once he's not running away, it's typical for them to pull the paw away. So now I'll be hanging on to the paw, and once he rips it out of my hand, he'll get corrected, and I'll grab the paw again. And if he rips it out of my hand, I'll correct him, and then grab his paw again. And eventually, he stops pulling his paw away, and he realizes, oh, that's not so bad.
No longer beneficial for him to pull my paw away.
I'm going to touch my nail just to produce the sound. Good. Isn't it funny? A dog who is, if you look at his intake video, or if you see how he behaves at home, he's a big, bad, tough guy. But as soon as we're like, let me just clean up your nails, he's like, oh, right? So, good. There's things I don't like about what he's doing right now, but I'm going for the big things first, then to the small things. Like, I don't like how he squares up on me a little bit. I don't like how he stands up like this. I don't like any of that, and I'll be addressing that. But first, I'm going to see if he does anything big, like run away, pull the paw away, disagree with his mouth. Good boy. He just relaxed a bit there. That was nice. I'm going to touch his paw and see what he does. Good boy. Good boy. That's good. Nice. Good boy. What's interesting is all that work done, he's still behaving much like a dog had never had it done. Yeah. So, just to see, I'll show you how far that goes. This approach I'm taking does work. And you can see the first thing was punishment, right? And then reward for listening, and then punishment again for doing something wrong, and then reward for listening. And just that balance, but you can't do that if you don't have a way to properly punish. And you're trying to do these types of things without punishment. I think you'll find that it's not going to work that well. Good. That's a good boy. Good. Good. Now I'll start to disagree with smaller things, like standing up, because standing up is his first line of defense to say, I don't like this, right? He's laying down, but then he goes. And the way he stands up, there's a certain look to it. He's a little bit more soft with me, because I've done the training and stuff, but I can still see a little bit of the posturing, as if he's thinking to defend himself, to say, hey, I don't like this, which is only going to get him in trouble here. And I'm also afraid of him 0%. And he knows that. I'm not afraid of him biting me. I'm not afraid. It's like, okay. And that goes a long ways too. There's zero nervousness, right? So, good boy. Nice work. Nice work. That's good. Nice work. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's very nice. So you can still see. Good. Good. Very nice. Good. Good. And for me, I'm not expecting, nor am I looking for him to think, oh yay, this is going to be fun. I'm asking him to have enough respect and trust where you tolerate what I'm doing and you just relax and let me do it. When I taught my son to get his nails clipped, I didn't expect him to think this was going to be the most fun thing in the world. It's just, I taught him to understand why, and I showed him what I need from him to let me do it. And then it got easier and easier and easier to the point where now his nails get long and he'll ask me to do it. But I'm not trying to make it I'm not trying to go out of my way to say, do you want to have the best time ever? Because another thing is that bypass is what I need. I could introduce a bunch of things like every nail I clip, you get a new comic book,
Wrap
right?
peanut butter all over your head.
Or for the dog, here's the best food you ever had. You could take that approach, but you're bypassing using your relationship. To say sometimes we're going to do things that aren't fun, but I need you to trust and respect me to get through it. Now that part of the relationship.
That was a one.
It's good. Nice, relax. That's good. Yes, that's nice. So what just happened there, a very important moment. I went to grab his foot and he started pulling away. And as soon as he pulled his foot out of my hand, that e-collar pressure turned on. I grabbed his foot again, it turned off. If he were to pull out again, it would turn on. I grab his foot again, it turns off. An easy way to think of it is kind of like the place command, right? His foot's the dog, my hand's the place command. The dog's on the place bed, good. The dog leaves the place bed, pressure turns on until it gets back on. Now the thing is that works very well. And when I did that, I felt him relax and leave his foot there. And I said, good boy, look at that. Right? So it's really going to get to the point where I'm not going to, and you shouldn't have to, hold his foot there in order to get it done. No. If he's resistant, you're not just going to hold harder. He wants to pull away, let him pull it away. Give the correction when his foot leaves your hand. Grab the foot again, turn off the pressure. He'll leave his foot there. You won't even have to hold it. Now we hold it to just stabilize so we get a good cut on the nail. But it's not necessary for me to wrangle it there. In fact, that's only going to cause more obstinance, right? The more I try to force him to stay here and restrain him here. That's not the style of training we do anyway. If the dog wants to pull his foot away, we allow him to. We just apply a punisher for doing so. All of a sudden, he doesn't want to, right? And the cool thing about that is the contrast of the punishment to getting the nails done. The punishment's worse than getting the nails done. So automatically it makes the nails not so bad because of the contrast of the punishment, right? And now all of a sudden the nails aren't scary. The nails become the thing that's actually avoiding the punishment. And I've had dogs who are terrified of this process. Within a session or two, they're not scared of it at all. Good. I see. Good. That's good. Not bad, bud. Not bad. Good. Good. That's good. Yeah. I felt you relax after that. He pulled it away. He got corrected. I took his foot again. I felt him relax. And then I said, good boy. That's good. Good. Notice he's not standing up. He's not squaring up on me anymore. He's actually turning his head away, which is good. It's a great start. Break.
Nice.